Today I'm testing out a basketball arcade game on Vision Pro called Just Hoops. I'm also going to test it out on Quest 3 to do a bit of a comparison to see what the same developer can do on each platform. First off, loving the gloves on the hands. Noticing though a bit of a delay on the hand tracking. I believe that developers are limited to 30 hertz on hand tracking, which could make it pretty difficult for a game where I'm trying to do a shot. First off, I'll say that the clicking and hand tracking is a little bit off in this game. There we go. We're actually going to drag and go to levels. And then let's do some first shots. Just something normal here. And just using the hands, you can see as I pick up the ball, it's a little weird. It takes a minute to get used to this, I will tell you. But once you get the hang of it, like I've hit a few in a row before, but I think there needs to be some work to get this into a place where somebody could just pick this up and play. It took me about 20 minutes to get the feel. I've learned that you kind of have to have open hands like this and grab the ball. So there is definitely a learning curve here. It's not really pick up and play. If you're willing to take the time and learn, it's not terrible, but it feels a bit unnatural. There we go. Notice a bit of a frame rate drop as well, but that's almost a swish. Yeah, this gets a little frustrating, and I just need some time to get this right. But also, some consistent shots made once I get into the swing of things. Okay, now we're in the Quest 3. We're using hand tracking. We can use controllers, which I'll show you later. Hand tracking, virtual environment, trying to be as close to Vision Pro as possible. I noticed much smoother hand tracking. It seems like the refresh rate, I think, is probably 90 hertz on Quest 3 versus the 30 on the Vision Pro, and you can really get the difference. Now, the weird thing is there's a little bit of a floppiness to my hands. I don't think my thumb really flops around that much. I hope not. And just using hand tracking, I've only played this for a couple minutes versus maybe 20 or 30 when I was showing you my Vision Pro gameplay. So immediately I'm getting a much better feel for this hand tracking, which is pretty interesting. I mean, I know Vision Pro overall probably does a better job with very accurate hand tracking, but you need speed with the hand tracking as well for a game like this to work pretty well. Does this feel perfect? No, I keep pulling my shots a little bit to the left. Oop, that was off. But generally, it immediately feels easier to hold the ball, easier to shoot accurately, much more natural. I think much less of a learning curve. Even with hand tracking, selecting is easier in this version as well. I'm going to go ahead and move back to controller tracking, mixed reality. I've been told by the developers this is coming in the Vision Pro version. But a game like this, also really nice to be able to see your environment. So let's try this out with controllers and mixed reality. I can still use the hand tracking kind of, but with controllers, where I'm not grabbing anything. And this method feels a little better than standard hand tracking. Still feels kinda off though. But I can use the trigger and grab a ball, and then I can shoot like that. And this feels super natural. I mean, this feels like any shot that I'm missing is gonna be my fault. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot. Yeah, I mean, this feels like almost as close as you could hope for a basketball game. Much prefer playing this over the Vision Pro version. Let's just show you a couple more levels here. They have tons of different options. How about around the world? I haven't tried this one.
You win!
Good. This just goes to show you probably the difficulties for developers trying to develop games for Vision Pro. It's just such a smoother experience with Quest 3. I think maybe as the months go by, these games for Vision Pro will start to feel better. But for now, if I have a choice to play the same game on Vision Pro versus Quest 3, from my experience so far, I'm almost always going to choose Quest 3. And there you have it. There's tons of different options here for games to play. Would recommend the Quest 3 version. In time, maybe I'll recommend the Vision Pro version, but I think there's quite a bit of work that needs to be done. When you don't have controllers and that limited 30 hertz hand tracking on Vision Pro, I think there are some serious limitations there. But curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know if you have any thoughts or questions in the comments. And thanks as always.